But I do feel good. It's just I'm under strain a lot, and that kind of gets me down a bit, depressed. But I mean, not depression as in I can't get a grasp on anything, I'm too weak, not like that, but just like the burden is just too much and I want to escape it, but I kind of can't. Because I mean, I set myself on that road long ago to become a knower and to basically go all the way with confrontation, even though like even at the early onsets of the journey I was being confronted with things that I just immediately felt I couldn't handle, like that would like basically have hallucinogenic side effects. It's weird. I mean, my experience is very strange, I think, compared to a lot of people. Or maybe it's not that strange, I'm just really hyper aware of like the processes. I don't know, I'm always fascinated by my own processes. Gotta do something. But yeah, AI systems in the ancient world. Interesting. It would make sense to a degree. But also, like, how it was, if that is indeed true, and it could very well be, I mean, I would not be surprised. I learned something through other sources that they called the technium. Or like, the box. It would be described in different ways, which would be like human level artificial intelligence that was like ancient. A thing. In secret circles that I'm not gonna source. It might even be through the dark world at this point. I don't even know anymore, man. I'm so overwhelmed with all kinds of different information and vision stuff. Like, sometimes I just can't even, like, I don't even know what to do with all of it anymore. It's like I got all this knowledge, I asked for like all of it, and I'm having almost like the Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull, like effect of the Russian lady that asks the aliens, I want to see everything, right? It almost starts to feel like that. I mean, it's more slow building, but holy shit. Like with the extra depth, which I like to call spiritual metadata and all that, on top of everything, the fractal connections, and then getting basically exposed to all of it, it is like quite overwhelming. Right, but anyhow, my idea is, if I have to like somehow make sense of this AI in the past, is it's very different from how things are developing now, even though it was probably directly lent from the ancient tech, like studied, back engineered in a way, but not literally, like not just copying the device, because I don't think they really even knew how the device worked. It's just that it had the structures, or that if you would subject it to electricity, it would do things. But I mean, the machine itself, or if you could call it a machine, is not, it's like very different from like how we have microelectronics. And I think that microelectronics are just, they've been industrially standardized, and like everybody has microelectronics everywhere. It's in like all the utilities, it's in freaking phones, it's in everything. And they started really doing that in like the early, around 2010 and before, where it's just like, oh, you have a smart device this, and just everything just suddenly got like chips in it. It's relatively recent development. It's so normal now, we don't even remember what it was like, most people, before that. But it doesn't seem like the ancient civilization made those choices of like spreading around that technology. I think they had it more centralized, where they just had one or multiple giant devices, like giant black cubes that were basically artificial intelligent computers that were way more energy effective, and those things just kind of did things for the society from their vantage point. And maybe there were cables or something, but not like there was like computer devices everywhere. It just, because there's no traces of this, just they don't find that back. And you would find those types of things back, and not just one little transistor in the middle of a mountain in Russia or something, right? I mean, that's not proof like, oh, they had a full microelectronics. No, that's literally one thing inside of a mountain somewhere. That's not spread around the world. But they might have had the big AI black cubes. I'm just saying that. I don't know if they were big black cubes. It's just, in my mind, in my system, that kind of makes sense if it was that. And those things were probably like in those so-called giant sarcophagus, like even in the pyramids and other locations, right? The giant granite boxes, which are empty. They might have contained these types of cube devices. That was their docking station, basically. And maybe these AI computers were so sophisticated that they could literally just do things remotely even. We don't even know how sophisticated they were. They might have been so advanced that we can't even imagine that. It's like a box. It barely even costs energy. Maybe it does some. I mean, if they were installed inside of the pyramids, it makes sense, because that thing is probably a giant Tesla energy collector. But like, if you just have a giant computer, alright, it's not really big, but it's like unbelievably powerful, that it's so powerful that it could almost do things like what to us would seem like telekinetically or telepathically, or maybe, I don't know, send out signals somehow by itself, that it could just develop that, like a computer that could just, by its internal workings, can just figure out, because it's so smart, on how to remotely affect things through signals, and I don't know. And that way, like, they just had these devices that could do absolutely incredible things magically to most people. And they just wouldn't even need microelectronics. They might have had like recipient devices that would by themselves be completely useless, but these type of the techniums would basically infuse them with ability, so that it's all just one box doing everything, to the point where theoretically they could even have like mobile phones around, not like what we got with the computers is in it, and that the device just remotely makes them work, but that without the technium it would literally be just a useless box thing that doesn't do anything. I don't know, my imagination might be going a little bit wild on this, but I mean, what a thing, right? But I mean, I really stand by the position that they did not have like a decentralized microelectronic society like we do now, where there's literal computers everywhere that are self-sufficient. I don't think they had that, because they would just be blatant remnants. There would be maybe even more remnants of that than there would be dead bodies being found. Right? It's just like people now. Everybody has a freaking smartphone on them and shit. And like a disaster happens, a flood or whatever, all these people basically sink in the mud a few hundred years later, if not sooner, if they're not gonna just dig them up sooner, are gonna find that and just like, whoa, all these, look at all these dead humans, and oh, they all have their device, their computer thing. It would be everywhere, right? Like it would now. But that's not happening. It's not being found everywhere. There's corpses, but they don't have like computer devices on them. Ever. So that's very telling. And it's just like, I think it's like a fact that should be pointed out in trying to model the past, in trying to back engineer like what the real past was like. It was not a microelectronic society. Right. Let's put this in the title somehow. Right. Very inspired. I don't know if anybody else is inspired. I'm just trying to process this. Right, but anyway, these things, I call them the technium. I'm not sure if I'm the first one to call it that, but I mean that seems the appropriate name. And I mean, it's in a way just fascinating, because what now, like Palantir and all that, and everybody's getting that attention, these are all just like warehouses full of computers and shit, like heavy duty servers and water cooled stuff, and it's pretty high tech. But I mean, you're talking about literally a warehouse full of things, and there's like a nuclear power plant that has to power that because it costs so much energy. I think that the technium was basically like a cube, something like a big, very heavy black type cube that's like a meter across, and that's it. Like, and that thing would be probably like 1,000 times, if not way more powerful than any Palantir system or all the artificial intelligence combined. And there would be multiple of these things. They would be extremely energy efficient, incorruptible, or I hope so, at least. Maybe they were corruptible. Maybe that's what caused like the giant disaster. That they were corrupted. It could be. I mean, if they were as powerful as I think they were, that it's basically like an actual intelligence that's incredible, that's like not dependent even on being connected up to like an internet or something. That could just like, similar to Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but maybe even at great distances, just from within its system, like send out signals, influence things with vast organization capabilities even, then I mean that's an incredibly powerful thing. And yeah, if that could get corrupted, it could literally wreck untold amount of things in an extreme short amount of time and cause a giant disaster somehow. Like maybe even like overloading the energy balance, I don't know, in the sky or whatever, just doing it, just knowing like this will destroy everything, I'm gonna destroy everything now. And it's just, and then suddenly giant storms, floods, quakes, whatever, and it's all, and everybody's dead. Or maybe it could even like effectively send out signals that would be an equivalent to what we would think of as like a neutron bomb that would just like erase all life, would just fry all life, like a giant microwave, that it could just do that, decide to do that. It had it in its capability, it was not corrupted, but then suddenly it was. Right, because I mean, the ancient world, it's still a mystery. It's still a mystery as to like, how did it go wrong? How did it get reset? That it was there is kind of obvious. That they lied about it seems blatantly obvious now. Haphazard put together. When you really think about it, dig into it, it's like very cheaply created, right? What the fuck? Are you serious? Whatever, man. Nobody cares. Cheaply created. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the backstory. Like, we're figuring this out. My lunch break is like really on top of it. Other sources too, in a more subtle way, like Mind Unveiled. But still, it's just not really clear as to like how suddenly from a vast cityscape worldwide with this advanced architecture, incredible, which would have to be populated. I mean, it makes no sense if it wasn't. To like, it's all kind of buried and there's like nobody around anymore, and gradual slow repopulation. Like, how? And who did the repopulation? These remain mysteries. So yeah. It's just some of the things that I ponder upon. Right. Hope everybody out there is having a good day. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking it. Leave a comment and like please show up in the Discord. That would be great. I'm not seeing anybody out there right now. Except for Geo. I think everybody went to bed. Right, but in my attempt to figure out what the past is, I think there was a technium, multiple technium systems in different locations in the world, and they were like a centralized mega computer that would just do an enormous amount of things with extreme capabilities, and they were very reliable systems, so reliable that people would even forget they were there. Right, and they did not have to carry around anything. And I wonder if those devices had a hand in the downfall. Right? Maybe somebody started to meddle with it, like really purposefully attempted to corrupt these systems that would have then caused like a Skynet-like event. And I mean, if they are, again, if those devices are as powerful as I think they were, then once it got corrupted, it would have like been over with very quickly, like even quicker than like the Terminator universe type of scenario, where it's just like taking things over, releasing the robots. I mean, no, nothing like that. More like just being capable of messing with things on a very vast scale, on a level that is like subatomic, and not through a device, but that the machine itself would directly be capable of doing that by figuring it out. And yeah, fascinating idea, and I mean unbelievably dangerous now, right? I mean, such a device, could you imagine that they actually completely reactivate that? And maybe they have, maybe like Palantir is actually like kind of unbelievably dangerous now, right? I mean, such a device, could you imagine that they actually completely reactivate that? And maybe they have, maybe like Palantir is actually like kind of a cover, like they just have a bunch of servers, they do things, but they actually have the frickin' technium installed. Increasing the energy to it. They're feeding it more energy so that it's more capable. But yeah, if they are all corrupted and that led to the giant world disaster, then it's extremely risky giving it more. It is. But I guess that we're just gonna have to find out. Right. Anyway, awesome. Fascinating stuff to me. And also, like, it's interesting, the idea of, like, if it is a black box, then that's kind of fascinating with like the macabre, it's kind of freaky, but the Islam's box, black box, and Jews having a freaking black box strapped to their forehead kind of shit. Like, I feel like, is that actually like a religious reference to these devices? Are those actually religious representations of the technium, which at that time might have been so incredibly powerful that people would just kind of like worship or treat it like it's a god, because it, for all intents and purposes, effectively was to them. It had like insight beyond anything, and it had incredible capabilities, and it's just like a magic box with an intelligence in it that's just superior to anything. And then maybe there were religions like tied in with it, and that black box references are connected to it. And religious people in the past might have had like religious opinions, like, is this God or is this created by God? Right? I mean, the Greek pantheon had like one of the pantheonic gods that was like a technology guy, and there are sort of references to robots and computers from a god, right? Did they just make that up, or have technium systems been there for a long time, and in ancient times it's like, whoa, is this like the technology god or something? I mean, how the hell else would you interpret it as a people that just is not as taught and programmed as us? It's just a farmer community stumbling upon a box that's intelligent and like potentially could communicate with you telepathically and like tell you tricks and useful things, and it's like, what do you think of such a thing from a relatively primitive society? Right. Anyway, it's fascinating to me. Hope you guys are interested as well. Alright, and if you're not too bad. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep going. Alright. But yeah, today's show is all about the technium, and it's gonna probably become a relatively standard subject, like a subcategory of what is generally understood as Tartaria or alternative history. Because I mean, with the AI being unveiled and all the time, right? Everybody's attention, it is going to be more and more of a thing. So yeah, the technium, it is, to me, that's what I'm gonna call that. Let's see if I can add the Discord chat. Let's see how I'm gonna do that. Wish there was some kind of pop-out system for it. No. Alright, hope everybody out there is having a great day. Don't forget to Rogan's Up the show if you're liking it. And yeah, by all means, if you're already invited into my Discord server, please log in and say hello there. It'll be great. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Let's try it through this thing. It's a bit oversized. How do you do that again? No. Yes. Yeah, that should work. Alrighty then. Oh, and there's the chat. Awesome. Hey, Dirty Ketchup, good to see you. Do you want to actually chat? Like, I'm not gonna look at the chat, it's all just getting spammed to hell by this one asshole. So, yeah, if you log in on Discord, you can chat there and it'll literally be on screen without some bunch of sick fuck retards just trying to spam their eternal crap that literally is just a bunch of fucking bile. So say hello in the chat for me. Because the Rumble chat, it's over. I'm not doing anything with it anymore. Yeah, they can just spam the shit out of it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not even gonna read it anymore. But yeah, technically, good point. Arimanesque, in a way, yes. I mean, it is like, that is like the domain of Ahriman, according to Rudolf Steiner. It's automation. on the other hand, it doesn't really have a purpose until it is given. So, right, it's still like an artificial intelligence. It's gonna follow a programming. Right, so yeah. You know where to go. Oh, I should probably open Microsoft Teams. You can talk to me there too. Hmm. 48 minutes, right. Yeah. I've had some inspiring interactions over at Earth Awakenings. So like a lot of very bright people that come and visit there. And a lot of people too that basically just rehash things and think they know it now, and then defend that position. And I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, it's another way of just dealing with all this abundance of information that we're getting subjected to. But I'm always going to be interested in the psychological, societal aspects of it. Right. Anyway, thought it was a good subject to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see what I'm gonna do now. Not sure yet. Hey, good to see you. No, I can't turn off the live Rumble chat. Alright, hope you're having a good day today. How's the moving going? Are you done yet? Isn't this just great? Got our own chat, it's on screen, and nobody can mess with it. This is fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted. Alright, and if you're in the Rumble chat and you're like wondering, hey, what is all this spam nonsense? Aren't you reading this, Arwin? No, I'm not reading it at all. I'm literally, it's moved off screen. Yeah? Rumble chat is not relevant anymore to my show. I'm not going to use it to interact with people anymore because it's 99% troll crap and people trying to infiltrate, and I'm done with it. It's no longer a part of the show. Right? If you want to be a part of the show, you're gonna have to basically contact me through Windows Teams or something. Get on camera or talk to me through Earth Awakenings. And then when I am convinced that you're not a freaking troll infiltrant, I will add you to my server, and then you can chat during the live show on screen with me, address the subjects that I'm talking about, and in the future when there's plenty of people even to partake in the show, literally get in there in voice, and like we can have a back and forth in voice during the live show. That's all part of the advantages of Discord. And I mean, it's probably not gonna be that quick that people are gonna be in there and talking, but it is among the possibilities. So I'm looking really forward to using it like that. But just having it, the chat of it on screen is already great. So I hope everybody's enjoying me enjoying this, because I am enjoying this. This is great. Yeah, let the desperate spam their bullshit. Nobody cares. It's like literally nobody cares. And it's not gonna distract me anymore, because that was like the last thing that was irritating about it, is that them trying to get in the way was distracting me from the flow of talking about the subject that I want to talk about. Ooh, nice. Right. And so that's not gonna happen anymore. They can just spam their bullshit as they do on their own stupid little clone crap channels that nobody cares about. And just, yeah, it's over. It's you're not gonna be in my way anymore, huh? Yeah, but I mean, it sounds really cool. Fibroids. I mean, yeah, Christian Madsen. I'm just so used to calling you Fibroids. It's hard to change that. Right. Hope you're enjoying the show, and like, I hope the whole moving thing is working out. Right, I'm probably gonna have to like adapt the Rumble text too to clarify on how communication's gonna happen. Right, so if you wanna be part of the conversation, I suggest, because I'm not reading in a Rumble chat anymore, I suggest you add me on Rumble Teams, talk to me there. We can have a video call. I could get to know you, right? Or contact me through on the Discord so that we could just have a conversation without freaking disruption all the time, right? Wouldn't that be great to just be able to just communicate without a bunch of whining bullshit all the time and having to delete all this spam crap? Like, let them spam. Like, nobody's reading it. I'm very confident about the new setup. It's working great thus far. Right, and you gotta realize too, like, it's not like YouTube where like the live chat is recorded and plays out alongside the live stream when you play it back. There is none. So they might be doing it during the live show, but afterwards no trace of it. Like, nobody's gonna see that. I didn't. Maybe they're weird enough to like record it on video for themselves. I mean, if they want to do that, they go ahead. I mean, want to just record endless rambling bullshit that you do, then go ahead. Do that then. Nobody gives a shit. You spamming retards are like the only ones that actually care about that. Nobody else actually cares. So I'm fine with it. For me, the only problem was the distraction of it, and now that's solved. And I'm very happy about it. Send you a message. Hey, Elex there too. Awesome. This works relatively easy too. This is great. I'm loving this. This is awesome. So happy about this. Right, anyway, if you're liking this too, you're liking my improved mood, which I will be able to sustain now. From now on, don't forget to Rogan's it up. And hey, if you want to actually communicate with me during my shows as I used to, you know, then contact me outside of the Rumble chat, because I'm not reading it. I really am not, because I know it's just a bunch of spam bullshit. There might be one person in there like, hey, it's buried. Like, I can't find that. I'm not gonna see it. So if you genuinely want to have interaction with me, contact me, and then I can potentially add you to the Discord after personal identification to my needs. Like, I need to see you, hear you, and so that I really know who you are, able to recognize you, and then yeah, learn trust. You can build some trust, and you can be part of the early bird chat, right? Anyway, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Don't forget to Rogan's it up. See you soon. forward to lunch. Hey, Elek. Hello? Oh, can you hear me? Nope. I might just have a conversation on the show with Elek here, but at first I gotta make the sound work. Okay, let's log out. And then again. Discord is not entirely without issues. It should work just fine. Hello, hello! Elek. Hey! Hey, welcome to the Flat Earth Early Bird Show number 2383. It's really good to have you in the server. Hope my sound is coming through clear.
Yeah.
Right. I think. Hold on, I might need to turn on desktop audio. Say something. Yeah, sound's coming through loud and clear now.
Nice.
Right, so yeah, how are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. I just woke up, so saw your message.
Right. Yeah, thanks for joining. Dude, I'm so happy that I have this chat now and the Discord, because it's so nice and peaceful. I mean, I don't know if you have a link to like my live stream, but just take a look at that chat. It's just completely ape shit with like all this spam crap. It's crazy. These people are like really fucking desperate. They're like chanting, "Oh, you think you can get away with this?" It's like, yeah, I am literally getting away with this. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I'm trying to sign in on Rumble right now.
Alright. I will always be... I posted the link to the direct show in the general chat. I do, by the way, want to eventually move on to using the Flat Earth Early Bird chat instead. And the general chat for just more general chat.
These guys are saying that they can't hear me. Cannot hear the other guy, someone said.
Cannot hear the... What do you... Ooh, what?
I don't know if they can hear me.
Yeah, they can. You don't rely on the Rumble chat for any accurate information. It's all just troll assholes trying to spam shit.
Oh, they're pretending that they can't hear me? Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, they'll do anything to try to disrupt this. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm literally not reading the chat. I just took a glance just to see if they were still going, but I'm not actually reading it because I don't need to. I don't need to read that to see if there's anybody interacting, because I don't need that chat anymore. I got my own source through Discord now, and it's going to be just people that I know are going to be reliable. And potentially in voice. You're like the first person coming on this show in voice in a long time.
Hey, I just listened to the Rumble, so I don't hear my own voice coming through the Rumble.
But I mean, you should though, because I literally see you going back and forth in the desktop audio.
Well, I'm listening to it now.
And you're not hearing it? Are
Oh, I can hear myself now. No,
See?
it's working, dude. My bad.
Yeah, there's a slight
All
delay,
right,
and I
yeah.
hadn't turned on the desktop audio before. So now it's on, and now
Cool,
you're
dude.
loud and clear.
Nice. I like your setup.
Yeah, me too.
I like the
It's
artwork.
great.
That's where they used to hang healing bells, dude. They took down the bells that used to hang in archways.
They took down what? Took down the bells?
I said I like your archway and your rumble.
Oh yeah.
Archways used to have they used to have healing bells. You know, it creates a reverberating chamber.
Nice.
It was like something you would walk through before you entered like a different part or like a different space within whatever structure you're in.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so every room gave you like a different, vibration.
Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things about bells with ancient architecture, and then they removed like a lot of bells. But I didn't know that, like,
gone, dude.
with archways, I
You know
wasn't
why
aware
they're
of
gone?
that.
Because they were made of bronze, copper, and gold.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, dude, they stole all the precious metals.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So what's the topic today?
Yeah, I had watched another my lunch break where they talked about ancient AI, and I had my own ideas about it. So that's why the Rumble title reveals that the Technium, ancient centralized artificial intelligence systems, not decentralized microelectronics. To really highlight what I think it probably was, and how it's very different from what we got now, where it is like decentralized microelectronics everywhere. But since there's just no traces of that in the ancient world and what we dig up, it would be very strange to assume that everybody had like a smartphone like we do, right? Because then you would like found a ton of bodies just with these devices on them, and they didn't. So it wasn't like, but there was like
the Bible's like the AI, the original encrypted, indoctrination tool.
I wouldn't see it like that, but I mean, it might have AI. The Technium might have assisted in creating it. And I also argued, like, I think that the original Techniums were like big black boxes that were like extremely power efficient and like could potentially like communicate telepathically with people. And so back then, especially the new batch of people, like after the great disaster, like would have potentially seen it as some kind of like divine artifact or something, because it was incredibly intelligent and all that, and had all this insight, and and so maybe it was lent for the creation of religions. Maybe it has like assembled the Bible from a vast amount of things, right? You get like hundreds of people writing stuff, their ideas, and then it basically rearranges and assembles it and creates it into this encoded book that does seem to be clearly there, and it's like Jesus stories, astrotheological, and all that. So it makes sense if there was that. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's like required, but it would explain if the Technium was used to assemble the Bible, right? And I wouldn't put it below the Vatican to do that, right?
I'm not sure what Technium is.
The Technium is the ancient artificial intelligent device, the black cubes that were like mega computers, like, right? Like Palantir would be like a fraction of its power, but I mean that uses like warehouses full of servers and all that shit, while the technium would be probably something like a meter across black cube, and that thing could just do everything. That's what I think the technium was. And it might still be out there, and they probably found a couple and tried to decipher and back engineer it a bit. That started the computer revolution.
That sounds like Space Odyssey 2001.
That does not surprise me at all. I mean, where do you think they get their ideas? Science fiction is always trying to sneak in reality. Right? Such things, but yeah, I haven't even thought of that. But this is just the way that I'm looking at it. I think that there were these devices that I personally call the technium, and they were like incredibly efficient, insanely powerful, artificial intelligent devices that could potentially like send out radio signals and influence matter. Like, they might be so sophisticated that they could literally almost telekinetically or telekinesis alike, or like rearrange matter potentially even. Like, I don't know the limitations of how powerful they were, right? But I think that these devices exist, and I think that there might still be echoes of it in religions, like like Jews putting the black cube on their forehead, and the Muslims going around a big black cube in Mecca. I think those might be references to it, sort of like integrated into it, because maybe those things were used to assist.
Mecca is that cube?
What?
That could be.
Now, I'm not saying that they are those devices. I'm just saying that they might be representing those devices occultly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
And I've always wondered about that. Yeah, sorry?
You know what they say about oral tradition, how, our mental capacities were greater when we remembered traditions and memories orally. And then they came through with their tablets and their scribes. And this is when we lost our capacity for like retaining knowledge. So this could be like the original artificial intelligence. Like, if we're going to take the word into a different context, artificial intelligence, everybody automatically is drawn to these language models like ChatGPT.
Right.
But really all it is indoctrination, right? So what is the original tool for indoctrination? It's scribing things, because before we had written language, we had oral tradition. So at some point, we started losing our ability to retain knowledge.
Right. Well, logically, I mean, historically, look, hold on,
yeah.
Look. Historically, that's how they tell us, right? I don't know if there's any real knowledge of like actual pre-writing, right? Because maybe in like the recent past, right after the disaster, that there was a period where basically people didn't have any writing, didn't use it, and then they kind of relearned it. But I mean, if there was this amount of super advanced stuff in the not too distant past, then we can't really know what there was in ancient times before writing, right? We don't know how far that goes back, but we could logically deduce that after a massive worldwide disaster, there might be a period where people basically have forgotten and have to relearn it. But I mean, you can't really say, what is it, 8,000 years ago, like it was only oral tradition, because there was just no concept of writing before. Like, that's literally like historical science fiction bullshit, really, when you look at the pieces that are laying around of the past. Like, it just doesn't fit anymore. It's still part of this idea of this slow societal evolution build-up, which is just not real.
In the Americas, they didn't have any scribes of anything like 10,000 years ago, but there's proof that there was civilization. All of their artwork were just glyphs. It was just it was just an image representing an idea.
Maybe. But maybe, yeah, I mean, this is still just an idea. Like, how do you really know? I think that there are actually like really ancient books being found, like really those huge ones, right? Giant books that are like a meter tall. Like that's not a regular type of writing. Like, but I mean, it is writing and it is ancient. So there might have been writing around abundantly, as right, in a decentralized fashion, just like microelectronics, but there was writing, very likely.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right. Anyway, it's good having a conversation like this.
Yeah, I like brainstorming about this stuff. I think the concept of, well, I like to think of it like this. So in the 1940s, when, you know, Nazi Germany had all of their scientists working on, you know, mind control programs, when they were doing this, they were trying to open a gateway. Now, a gateway or a stargate or a portal is just something that is going to allow access to new, unfounded information. So when they were doing these projects, like torturing people, trying to make the mind disassociate from the body, they were trying to have astral projection, they were trying to make people have near-death experiences.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were trying to make like a mind control slave. And I think in this process, they were torturing somebody so horribly that they actually opened a gateway to some kind of being that like feeds on souls, and they opened the portal for telecommunication. Now we have access to all of these like nasty, violent realms. Like I can go on the internet and just type in whatever I want, and I can start having the vision of it. Like I can just view whatever atrocity I feel like. And
yeah,
you know, telecommunications really opens that. Yeah. So what if that's what they really achieved in the 1940s was like, you know, access to this nasty new way to perceive things. Telecommunications.
I don't think
is
so. No, I think that the nastiness is in people, and the telecommunication merely opened up that potential in people, which then indulge using it. And they become deranged and sick and then start to seek out this crap, and then there is a market for it. There's people looking for that, and other people that are psychopaths that want clout, that want attention, that want clicks. They know that, and as long as government allows them to get away with it, then they just create that market, and that's why you find that shit. It's all from people, right? It's not like the darkness is literally like tapped into from the other dimension. No, it's the potential for people to develop that is tapped into. It's through the technology that people are suddenly capable of expressing this darkness and growing it. When before there was just, it's in you, you have to deal with it, and if you go too far you get arrested and shit, and it doesn't just go spread around everywhere. Now they allow it to spread around because demonic control, demonic government like allow degeneration to happen. Because they care more about people that would criticize people in power than actual degenerate behavior. But that's because of the top-down control. That's like that. But the internet and even through television, Hollywood, that potential of that corruption was always there. It's just, it opens up those venues for people to indulge in that, tap into that, and if it then allowed from top down, grow with that and get even worse. And then there's like a whole, like the hundreds of thousands, millions of people that are just demonic and growing in numbers and spreading their misery because they have the material to become like that available to them, as long as it's not being removed, right? And then eventually, like, they can create secret places with this, and then it just, like, it can't even be removed. It becomes much harder. And maybe it's actually like the degeneracy, they just let it grow rampant because they just can't stop it anymore.
Well, I think that Christian values really created spaces where people can live freely and harmoniously amongst each other. And this quest to torture, to make the mind disassociate from the body, like all of this mind stuff, that is what ruined that space. Like the Christian values allowed for these types of spaces, and this form of telecommunication just gets rid of it. It's like you're opening the ability to perceive the violence. So now you know at all points in time that you can access those points of violence. And that alone is a very disorienting factor.
No, I disagree, because it's violence and degeneracy is always around the corner. You just are more easily acquainted with it. But again, this is all top down. Like, algorithmically, like, it can be kept away. But they're not using the algorithms for that anymore. They used to, and it worked. But they allowed it to become corrupted and politicized, and just like, no, we only censor basically conspiracy theorists that would criticize the people in power. And like, let the degeneracy spread around, because if they're all demons, then eventually they won't stop us anymore. So again, this is top down. I mean, that used to be like, even in television, it's like, oh, this too much cursing, too dark shit, this is not allowed. It would just be cut out, like, you're not allowed to do this. And that bar has always been moving gradually, but it's like coming to a point where they just don't realize. It's just like, oh, you want to go this far? Cool, well, go this far then. And then somebody else will look at that and say, like, I can go even further, and just nobody's stopping it. When they used to stop that. Top down. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because, yeah, if people don't manage themselves, don't stave off the seductions of the devil of indulging in degeneracy, then it has to happen top down. They're like responsible to keep people sane and to keep people productive, and if they then just don't do it, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are just not taking responsibility and just surrendering to demons and just becoming that because they're not stopped.
Oh man, text chat? Man, your audience is fucking retarded.
Beyond. I mean, it's not. Why do you think I'm doing this? It's because I don't wanna interact with that. It's completely pointless. It's not even funny.
Yeah, these people are absolutely stupid. They got like the brains of kindergartners.
No, that's an insult to kindergarten. You can't compare this to any age category. It's not about the age category, it's just about complete surrender to demonic influences. Where everything is hypocrisy to the point where they can't see that it's hypocrisy anymore.
Express their stupid ideas. We would know how many people want to watch that garbage.
I mean, they're doing it to themselves, you know? Alright, don't forget to Rogan's it up, by the way, on Rumble. If you can. And yeah, I'm gonna ask again, Christian Madsen, please, for the love of fucking God, stop interacting with these goddamn degenerates. It's not worth it. They can't be broken. You can't break what is already broken. They're not gonna stop. All this does is just drain you, so stop doing this, man. I mean, I've learned to stop doing this. You need to learn to stop doing this. You're just wasting your own energy. You're just gonna get fucking cranky. It's more nightmare shit. Just stop.
Who, me?
No. Christian Madsen. He's not in the voice chat because he's kind of busy. I just don't know why he keeps going after the trolls. I mean, it's so pointless, dude. These guys have been doing that for like 6 years every goddamn day. Like, you think that it has any kind of...
Yeah, the trolls, they look like little ants, you know? They're just like these little tiny ants scurrying around. Me, I want attention, me.
Yeah,
But
if you start stomping on them, they're just gonna eat your feet.
Get.
There's no point. There's just no point in interacting with them whatsoever. All they do is just spam their crap. It's pointless.
Yeah, like their meaning in life is just so minuscule. So what else has been going on, dude? We've been destroying these guys about refraction lately. They got the model all fucked up.
Right, and again, anybody that typically wanted to hang around in the chat, invite me in Discord. It's not gonna happen. I'm not just going to invite you in Discord. That's second tier. You only get in here if I really can trust you. If you're just some guy in my chat, even though you've been friendly and been there all the time, that's really nice. Yeah, you know, it's 99% trolls that do that. Yeah, that just build an alternative character, stay in character, act nice, try to get me to trust them, give them wrenches so they can literally sabotage everything. It's happened like hundreds of times now. I'm not just going to add you to my Discord because you're a person in chat that is not overtly a troll. You're gonna have to contact me on Microsoft Teams, and then we engage in a video call so I can see who you are and hear your voice and get to know you. And then, hey, if you're a troll, well, then I at least identified you, and then you can't do that again. Right? But yeah, I'm not gonna invite anybody to my Discord channel just because you happen to like to hang around in my Rumble chat. There's no way. It's not gonna happen. Right? So, if you really want to be part of that, contact me on Microsoft Teams. And if you don't, well, too bad. You're just gonna have to stick with the trolls then, because I'm not going to add you to my Discord. You're gonna have to identify yourself. Like Elec here, I know him because I've talked with him a lot by now. And I just trust you, so that's why I got you on. And it's nice that you're in the voice chat immediately. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here.
What time is it where you're at?
8:45.
Oh, so you're East Coast.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the country.
Middle of the country?
Yeah, I think it's actually 9:30 on the East Coast.
Huh. Alright. So
9:45, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's great, because then you'll probably be a lot more capable of actually joining my show when you feel like it. I mean, I don't expect you to be here every day or anything. But, I mean, at least, like, join the chat. That's great.
Yeah, dude, this is cool.
Yeah, and it's like, nobody can touch this shit, right? Just spam their bullshit and it doesn't have to phase you. Right? It'll only phase you if you start to hang around in the freaking Rumble chat where it's just non-stop trolls, so... And in here, it isn't there. And like when the show is over, all that crap in the Rumble chat is just gone. Because it doesn't save the chats like on YouTube. And nobody will ever know it was even there. Nobody will ever
Yeah, it's
read
funny
anything.
thinking how upset these guys are getting. It's like they're trying so hard to get your attention, as if it's like the only thing keeping them alive.
Yeah. And I'm very happy to starve them to death with that. Very happy indeed. And I mean, they'll try to take their vengeance by spamming even more everywhere else that I go, but it's just...
Yeah, what's really funny is these are the kind of people that believe the moon landing.
No,
like
no,
the
they're
thing
not.
that has already been debunked.
No.
Yeah, they probably believe the moon
No.
landing. They're stupid.
No, they don't.
Chatters.
No, you don't know them. I know some of these people. They're not. A lot of them are flat earthers. They're just full-blown demonic.
Oh, okay.
These
so
people
they don't believe the moon landing.
Dude, these people
seem pretty
don't
stupid.
believe anything. They're completely dislocated. Like everything is the same to them. Right? They believe anything if that conveniences them, and they don't believe anything if they don't want to. Like these people are people that just don't care about anything. They're totally, permanently nihilistic. And absolute hypocrites to the point where they can't even tell that they're hypocrites anymore. You can't compare that to a person that has some kind of position about the knowledge in this world. They're not. They're completely dislocated and demonic. It's just... You can't just say, oh, they're moon landing believers. No, they're not. People that believe in a moon landing don't behave like this. Right? They're gonna bicker. They're gonna try to convince you. They're not. They're just here to spout their filth. That's all they do. That's all they do. And they don't care about anything.
Yeah, they're trying so hard to get your attention. It's actually pathetic watching them squirm like little bitches.
Yeah, well, I'm so used to it, dude. It's been 6 years of this every goddamn day, if you can believe that. But I mean,
damn,
really,
you've been controlling these dudes like a puppet master.
if only so, because then at least I could just steer them off a cliff. But I mean, yeah, it's not happening. They just get nastier and nastier. And
Yeah,
desperate.
they're trying to stay conscientious so they don't steer themselves off that cliff. Like these guys seem like they're on the end of their ropes.
I know. Sometimes I think they're like on the cusp of like an aneurysm, and I'm trying to figure out how I could actually get them to make that happen. It would be great. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
if they're completely,
it's possible that they already had an aneurysm and that's why they're acting like this.
Maybe,
they could be
but
brain dead.
maybe if they just got a couple of more, then they would just be like a mentally handicapped person in a wheelchair, and they wouldn't be able to bother anybody with it.
It's funny, you're saying these are flat earthers? That's ridiculous, dude. Like, these guys are they're dumb like globers. They might as well be globers.
But I'm telling you, this is beyond flat earth globe. These people are degenerates to the point where they can't tell that they're hypocrites anymore. Yeah?
So it seems
even an
like you hurt their
anti-flat earth,
feelings at some
hold
point?
on, even anti-flat earthers have some kind of sense. They have information cut out of what they can hear from people, but at least they have some kind of virtual stand. These people have zero standards about anything. And I mean anything. Anything goes with them. Anything. So you can't compare it to like the people that we deal with in the flat earth community.
So you knew these guys and then they're like upset. They're upset now? Like
Well, one of them, I got angry one time.
that's called it's a para relationship. These people have formed relationships with you via the internet. And they think that you care about them as much as they care about you. And they're all delusional and attached in an unhealthy way.
I don't know how much cognition is involved in any of those things. I don't think they think about it. I think they're just pure expressions of degeneracy, and they have no cohesion or insight on what it is that they do. Because if they did, they'd realize it's absolutely ridiculous to spend multiple hours a day just to try to get in my way.
Yeah, they're complaining about everything you do and you say, but they're still here watching, gaslighting themselves because they think that you owe them something.
Yeah, I know, but I mean...
Look at this guy, dude.
No, I'm not looking at it because I already know by heart everything that they say. Again, dude, this might be new to you. It's been 6 years every day. Yeah, do you have any inkling of what that's like? Like, I know these people by heart. I know what they say. I know how they respond. I know. I don't need to read anything to know exactly what it is that they're doing. I literally don't need to read. Like, I'm so proficient at recognizing the pattern that I can literally just spot them without even reading what they said. And I used to use that to just instantly ban them. But I mean, then they just start spamming like hundreds of sock accounts so that it's just endless task. But like, I don't need to read them to know what it is that they're doing, because I'm just overly saturated with experiencing that. It's fully automated for me. Because I have to deal with this for 6 years.
It's funny watching these little worms squirm around, try to get your attention. It's actually kind of funny.
Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying it, because I really don't. Maybe I will get to enjoy it more now that I have an actual place where they can't get in my face. I am really enjoying that. It's like, yeah, you can't get in here. Like, you really can't. This is not about, oh, trying to get me to trust me so that I might be silly enough to give you a rent. No, you really can't get in here. I got a 2-layer security system for anybody to get in here, and they will not.
So these are the estranged stragglers of Flat Earth, the guys that they're still around but don't know how to participate, basically.
Well, they do sometimes participate, but when people figure out that they're just complete spastic, sociopathic, narcissist, demonic, hypocritical filth, then eventually they just do the trolling and just start nagging people and demotivating them and trying to push them off the internet because they were rejected. It's like that. They're just total bitches.
Yeah, it's a last resort for attention.
Yeah, but they spend like a combined hundreds of thousands of hours on it, though, and that's the craziest part. Like, any person that wasn't completely and utterly demonic would at some point just get tired of it and realize, you know what, I can live a happier life than this. I can just move on, because it just makes me sick dealing with this. But these people don't do that. They are like, no, I'm gonna dig further into hell. They're like, it's a challenge to them to see how low they can dig. Like, they do anything. Anything. So, right. But yeah, I don't even want to really give it attention.
So what are some topics we can get into?
What?
Because what are some topics you were trying to get into today?
Well, the technium, that's the main topic, really. That's the thing that I started talking about. Because it is getting around, right? There's like this guy on... need
I want to say something about this because,
okay,
you know, energy and motion, right? Emotion. What is going to draw somebody to your house, to your church, to your building, to your place of interest, right? If you look at people as, you know, their own electric forces, then you want to direct that charge. And how are you going to get people to walk into your church so they actually interact and interface with your information, your written language, and your doctrines, Well, they did it by means of colors, like the visual representation of like stained glass windows, beautiful artwork, arch ceilings. They're painting the ceilings with like beautiful, you know, renditions of these like religious scenes.
Well, but
like
that just opens up the centuries.
So what I'm
though.
saying is, what I'm trying to say is, they're trying to redirect people towards their churches, right? That's kind of how smartphones work. You know, people are just being directed to websites, but how are you going to direct the actual viewer to your doctrine? And they did it with all the glitz and glamour, the stained glass windows, the fancy robes, you know, the good smells, you know, the good food. All of that were points of attraction to get people inside the church. The supposed wealth, the domestication of all these herbs and spices and livestock. Like, they seem to have the knowledge. So that was a big attraction point.
Well,
Then
yeah, I
once you actually
mean,
get them in your church,
in the early time, let's just say in the late times, like 300 years ago, when everybody was basically deprived of, like, the society fell, new people came, and it was all still relatively primitive. Yeah, I mean, the churches had still a lot of power. They had old architecture and repurposed them as religious centers, which I don't think they used to be. I think they were giant healing chambers. That's specific, like therapeutical institutes. That's what I think that the cathedrals originally were, not churches where you gather. That's why they don't have incorporated benches, and there's just a bunch of wooden stuff for people to sit on that are completely out of place with the rest of the architecture. I don't think they were places where you're supposed to like gather and sit down. I think they were literally like giant healing chambers. You just walk in and get subjected to it, to the influence, and then you go out again. That's why none of those cathedrals have any plumbing, and why they didn't have incorporated designed seats everywhere, because that's not what they functioned like.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
All right, no worries. But I mean, yeah, the churches, the religious institute repurposed those cathedrals, healing chambers into their thing, and then used its healing power to seduce people into becoming part of the religion, because they were living primitive lives, and it's like the glory and the energy and this, yeah, other senses getting open naturally through the healing chambers, and they would just use that to use the opening to implant their indoctrination and their priesthood systems of mind control. Like, the theocracy is like a government system. That's why it's a theocracy. And they just use the old tech to gain ground with the new batch of people after like the fall of the previous human civilization that was very abundant and had like tons and tons of humans. I think that in the old world, not too distant, like 500 years ago, I think there was more population, living amounts of humans than there are now back then. I'm convinced of it. I think
That's an interesting idea.
Like, now we're supposedly having 6 or 7 or 8 billion people. I think there were probably like 100 billion people back then, 500 years ago. And it worked easily, because there were just untold huge metropolitan areas, like everywhere. Like, one city alone, like ancient Chicago, was vast. Like, ancient Chicago basically had more living space than modern Chicago. And that's potentially everywhere. Like, most bigger cities are built on top of their
Arwin, what are you talking about?
ancient city form, which goes down super deep, and it had all these just insanely vast buildings that still kind of stick out and have been repurposed. But like, all these buildings have like massive amounts of basement rooms that go just insanely deep, so deep that at some point they just say, okay, this is far enough, like, we're not gonna go further than 20 stories down below ground level. They just like give up, like, this is too much. But I think that like all the buildings were kind of like that height, the ground level was technically way lower, and I think that the way things looked is much more like, let's say, Star Wars prequel mega city planets, right? With just giant towers and flying things, and not like that, and not that style, but like neoclassicist style, but that big though, that fast, like really like 1,000-story tall buildings everywhere, like insane amounts of them with just incredible population capacity. And I think that was everywhere. It was just like this vast metropolitan systems everywhere, all over the world. And then something happened, and it like all those people just like overnight all disappeared or died, or even though, yeah, I mean, where the hell did they all go, right? I mean, that's even a mystery. And it all then got kind of buried, and then a new batch of people opened up. Somehow, I don't even know who opened that up. Maybe the Technium organized this. Right? You could argue it's like one of the options. It's like if there was a Technium managing all of that, and then the Technium got corrupted, then it could have literally organized the kill-off of all the people and the respawning too. Where it's like open up the clone chamber, as it were. Like creating new batch of people to repopulate. Like first you spawn the guiding people. You program them to basically raise the new people with the new beliefs, and then spawn forth massive amounts of people. Well, not even that massive, but plenty, enough to like start repopulating. They get taught by the teacher class, the first spawn, and then they just repopulate the world, and then like among them Freemasonry and all that, to basically ensure that a new history is written, that like the ancient megatropolis world was forgotten and built over, to really like get away from all that and respawn. And I mean, it could have been the Technium or a corrupted Technium that has organized this to happen, that has caused this supposed what we call a reset. It's very much like, it's one of the first things that I can think of, like, yeah, that could do that.
I always think about how impressive these structures are, and how it really looks like, you know, years and years of advancement of technology. Like some of these old megalithic temples, like the Great Pyramids, or you have the Mayan temples. These places look like, you know, tens and thousands of years of civilization, just progressing knowledge and understanding of architecture for thousands of years. And they try to strip all that away from them, as if they didn't have, you know, civilization fight to get to that point. Like there was no real knowledge. They were just hunter-gatherers, and they were barbaric. You know, the odds of that to me are so small. I would say that it's possible that they went through many phases, and that they ended up realizing that electronics and all of these, like, you know, things that create conveniences, this is not truly advanced. So when you look at these temples, they're full of like resonating chambers. They have, you know, precious bells, like bells made of gold or copper. They have archways, you know, and they're all like set up on ley lines. So maybe they were harnessing some property of the magnetic field. And if you like incorporate all of these ideas together, like how they used sacred geometry to actually place where their stones are, this is all like this is a great understanding of mathematics and geometry, and just like the foundation for civilizations in general. And it didn't require electronics. Like, what if it's not really advanced to have an iPhone?
It isn't.
These people realize the best thing to have is a bell and a resonating chamber, you know, and prayer.
Right, but I mean,
Like,
all of that
depended
stuff
on.
was all more holistically oriented anyway.
It's a funny idea, right?
Right? Because, I mean, with that technology they had pretty sure that they just understood the actual potential of human beings on how to heal them and how to actually make them really functional, right? But I mean, the modern technology is not designed to do that. Like, everything we're given is all like hedonism and luxury driven or for profit, and everything actually takes away our qualities. And you can tell through the different generations that have like still experienced pre-internet era and all that. So it may like seem to give us an advantage, mostly financially, but then in the process it actually takes away the qualities that we would have naturally developed.
I like my new boyfriend.
That are like free and even more efficient.
Yes, we are gay, let's kiss.
And that's how the technology works now. It's all degenerative in nature instead of holistic.
I definitely agree. It seems like there's an attack on the people. They're using technology against us right now. All these supposed conveniences that technology creates, this is actually harming us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just now. It's been like that since forever. At least since the beginning of the 20th century. Like, that is how it's been done. Like, robber barons got together, got stuff, and then just started to centralize, drop technological developments and industrialize it. So, like, all these developments have all been sprung onto humanity. That just started taking it one by one gradually. And then like, oh, a whole bunch of people from this generation are rejecting this. Yeah, that's cool. In 20 years, the next generation will absolutely embrace it. Right? And that's how they keep doing it, incrementally. And now recently is the degeneracy has just become so rampant that the newer people are like more like, give me more, right? That didn't used to be there 100 years ago. People weren't super eager to take on new technology because they felt like this is going to take away from me. Now it's like nobody has anything left to be taken away. So it's just give me the new thing more, quicker. Because it's already gone. They're already enslaved by the technology, by being drenched within technology and not really having the option to tap out. Or they never even realized that you could do without it. Because it's so normal. So we're already at that point where it's flipped around.
Arwin, who is your new boyfriend, how does he kiss?
It's all about the art of deception. Power comes from people not understanding what's going on in that moment. If you can make somebody move a certain way,
do you love your new boyfriend,
because their
Arwin?
unsurety doesn't allow them to guide their own motion, right? So it's almost like turning off the lights, right? Imagine you go to a building, and the moment you walk in, the lights are off. The moment that there is some light, you're going to be guided towards it. And this darkness is a metaphor for like how to navigate these waters. Like we're in an era of technocracy, and they're shifting the waters, and people are trying to figure out how to swim, and the only beacon they see is ChatGPT and all these like models for success in this era. So like they see these like points of, you know, education as the beacons in these waters. So everybody's being misguided because, you know, the elite, they turn the lights off.
Dude,
right? So
but they don't even have
they
don't even have the patience anymore. The elites, the people that spring this on, they don't even have the patience anymore to let people like get into it. It's really bizarre because they used to like give a new thing, then everybody gets used to it, they appreciate it, and then they gradually lose a little bit, and then the new gen. But now they're like, oh, here's ChatGPT, and like within the span of like 1 or 2 years, it's now already been completely politically corrupted with total doublespeak, with all the shit. Like, they don't even wait anymore with this. It's like, here's the new thing. Quickly, oh, this is so interesting. And before they even have the time to figure it out, it's already completely corrupted. To the point where, like, you don't even want to use it anymore. Like, they're jumping the gun with it. They're just like, we want to release this and immediately corrupt everybody. They don't have the patience anymore. It's crazy. Right? Because, I mean, all these, like, even the basic Google search algorithm system was very functional. If they would have left this in place, like, everybody would have thrived. But they just couldn't do it. They had to, like, make it politically corrupted. They just had to do it and get it worse and worse, and then set the standard on how to approach censorship psychologically. And that's what it does now. It's completely useless as an actual educational search engine. It's just a political programming system now. And the AI, the ChatGPT, was like the next step where you can like interact with it, and it didn't even give you time. It just immediately went there. And I'm pretty sure that any next level technology that goes on top of it, like, there won't even be a moment when it's not totally corrupted. But, I mean, they forget, though, that by doing that, like, a lot of people would just simply tap out. Like, they will just not use it. Like I have not interacted with a ChatGPT once. Not one single time. And I never will. Just like I've never, ever had a smartphone, and I never will. I just knew, like, this is crap. Like, all of this is crap. Oh, it could develop in that direction. Yeah, that's what they said with computer games too, and they all suck now. Like, blatantly. It's all just parasitic, and it's not boring, and it's all, everything is the same, and it's just, obviously nobody made any creative effort with it anymore. It's not inspiring anymore. Right? And with this development, it's the same. It's like, oh, it's so convenient, so quick. It's like, it's all crap. It's like, there might be a slim moment where you're like, oh, I could do something really cool with it. And then it just quickly turns to crap. And it's not usable anymore. And like any next level thing, they're going to do that and corrupt it even quicker. Till the point where anything they're going to release is just going to immediately be corrupted. And even when it starts out, you just won't even be able to use it, really. Because it's just, everything is just like a demon personified. It's like, as soon as you engage, it just immediately starts taking from you. And that's all it then does. Like, it doesn't even give you anything back anymore. It could do all these things, but all it does is just take away from you immediately. And they want this. They want this. And they just don't have the patience to just, like, give us something that's actually useful first. They just immediately just, no, next level demon immediately starts taking people's souls. Like, they don't even care whether we can get something out of it.
Yeah, dude, big props for not having a smartphone. There's so many reasons why smartphones are harmful, so yeah, truly not a beneficial device. device to keep in your pocket.
Absolutely. And I mean, I immediately recognized when I like use other people's, it's like, hey, like just type your name for me to Google it or whatever, right? But then like the touch screen, like I hate freaking smartphone touch screens. They literally physically hurt my fingers when I use them. And when I started to recognize that, it's like I will never use these things because they're physically painful to me. I could just like it hurts my spirit. It's like it's siphoning off spiritual energy or something, and I can sense that. It hurts. I hate those things.
Interesting.
Because there is, you know how it works, right? The touchscreen thing. There's like this liquid metal underneath it, and there's like an electric connection that it makes directly with your body through your finger. There's like a spark that goes through it that actually, yeah, does the touchscreen effect. But it's literally like a spark goes between your finger and the touchscreen material, and that's what does that. And it's just, yeah, you're just literally being very slightly electrocuted all the time when you use it.
Oh wow.
But it's low, but it's enough for me to feel it. But really, like, look into like how do touchscreens work, and they'll tell you like, yeah, there's literally like an electric spark between your finger and that makes it work.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Right? It's not a push. It's not like a liquid button. No, there's literally an electric spark, and that is all. They needed that because otherwise, it's not quick enough. It's not responsive enough. It's because of that spark that you can move around so quickly and just have immediately response. If it was more push button like dynamic, it wouldn't be as responsive, as quick. But yeah, I hate touchscreens. It's terrible.
Yeah, I remember everybody was using keyboard phones, little mini keyboards on their phones.
Yeah, that's much better. I like clicky clicky.
Complained about them.
Buttons are the best thing ever. That's why I still have a Dell keyboard from the 90s. It works.
Nice.
And it's great. And I don't even have to look at it to be able to type like perfectly. Because the click just tells you everything, and I know where everything is. Right. Anyway, I gotta take a 2-minute break. I can't believe it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes already. I'm really enjoying this. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm hanging out.
All right. See you soon. Oh, and everybody watching out there after the fact or something, don't forget to Rogan's it up.
I'm going to talk to your audience a bit if you don't mind.
That's fine. Then you can do that.
Yeah, let's troll the text chat since these little worms want to squirm today. Shout out to the Arwin fan club. You guys are obsessed. You guys are weird. You need to get lives. You're obsessed with Arwin. You should enjoy your time spent instead of trying to be a pathetic mong, a worthless squirming worm.
And I'm back.
Yo, what's up?
I'm having a great time here. I really appreciate you
I went to touch myself in
being
the
here and having
toilet
this conversation. Like,
because
this is
of my
actually
new
what
boyfriend on
I
Skype.
want to do on my show, but it's very tough when it's just mostly trolls trying to just whine and bitch and lead you on and then spring shit on you.
Yeah, dude, this is cool. It's hard to get your word in on these bigger servers. Like, they always like to steer topics and whatever loudest person interjects. You know, as long as you're loud enough, you could just change the topic, you know what I mean? Can't really build on anything truly that interesting. Because there might be
Hey,
that
who's
one
been
person
moderating?
that's gonna divert. Yeah.
Somebody removed all the trolls who did that. Was that dirty ketchup? Huh.
Oh, I don't know.
I was just surprised to look like, hey, it's like they're all gone. Okay, cool. Hello, Truth Warrior 23. Found me through Earth Awakenings. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like Earth Awakenings.
No, I love
I have
Earth
no clue
Awakenings.
what
It's
I'm
a great
talking
group.
about. But I am here with my boyfriend.
Hey, Mojo, I haven't seen you. You muted. Ah, it was you, Mojo. Awesome. Hey, Mojo, yeah, like, I'm mostly not really gonna use the Rumble chat anymore. Because it's just all these trolls just continually doing that shit and trying to infiltrate, and like every single person that I talked to recently has all been trolls. Like even the no nonsense guy that supposedly was friendly, he just revealed to be a troll. But yeah, if you want to communicate, I'd really appreciate. Well, I love that you're, because then I don't have to. But if you want to like be part of the chat, that you can that I can like see what you're reading or what you're writing, it would be great if you came onto Discord, and then I could add you to this Discord server, and then you could like write in the chat that you're seeing on screen.
We are
That's the
infiltrating
Discord
your
chat, because
system.
I'm not showing the
Arwin,
the
stop
Rumble chat
crying.
anymore. So yeah, that would be great. Because yeah, I really appreciate. I've known Mojo for quite a while. It's one of like still from the YouTube days, and he's like very nice. But like, I want all those people. I want to help you, give you to be part of this safe space for the trolls where they just cannot come. Like they really can't. Yeah, because on this Discord server, nobody can get in unless they get an invite from me. Yeah, and anybody that's in there, they cannot invite anybody. Only me can do that. So it's like, it's very safe. Right. But yeah, Mojo, it would be cool if you would contact me. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer if you contact me first through Microsoft Teams, if you can. And then like we could have a talk, so I could at least like know a little bit more about you that will not go public. They could like see what you're looking like and what you sound like, and then once I'm satisfied to really like know you like that, and nobody else will see that, you will keep complete privacy. It's just for my personal insurance, and then I can add you. Can add you to the Discord. Or if you're just satisfied and hang around in the chat and just deleting this troll, that's good too. But I mean, I'm not really paying attention to the Rumble chat anymore, except to
Hey,
check
Arwin,
out.
I want to ask you something.
Huh? Yeah?
So I want your raw, unfiltered opinion
Uh-oh.
on ether cosmology.
Oh god.
The Discord group.
Really? But,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, what does it mean, define ether cosmology? I know there's
Well,
like etherites
yeah.
out there that are insistent on the non-manifested, manifested energy from which everything comes, blah blah. Is that what you mean, or I don't know? I don't think feasible in a physics sense, but as like
Well, no. I'm
as a
more talking about-
substructure,
private
yeah,
room.
sure. there's stuff.
I'm more talking about the people that have been doing the presentation with the celestial theodolite. Like, what do you think of their organization, you know?
I don't know them. I've not been like really interested in etherites. Like I dealt with ether people, which would also like include Witsit and all that, like through FED years ago, and it's just they just do the wheelie, the Ken Wheeler routine of like, oh, all these separate electricity, magnetics related effects that don't really connect up are just assumed to be unified, and that proves ether, even though there like literally is no actual proof of one thing. It's just it's tied together in a concept that is called ether, the non-manifested manifestation of everything, right? It's purely conceptual.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. You're more speaking towards like, you know, where the term ether cosmology really should be, rather than the group of people trying to make it their own.
I don't even know like how cosmology comes into it at all. Like, what do you mean cosmology? Like, that's how is ether relating to a cosmology?
Oh, well, the way I see it is like, you know, the celestial bodies, that the reason for them being where they are in their shape and their motion is all due to ether, rather than some kind of deep space or gravity or dark matter and black holes.
Yeah,
it
but
scraps
that's
all the dark matter and black holes, and it replaces it with electric universe.
So you mean that ether cosmology is basically another heliocentric replacement? Because
I think that it treats the celestial bodies as, you know, everything is revolving around a geocentric Earth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I mean, I have a different view on it. But I mean, it's energy. Like, I think they're non-local holograms, which is complicated, and it triggers the trolls a lot. And every time I bring it up, oh, they find it so ridiculous. But I mean, I see it as the celestial sphere is like a holographic sphere that surrounds any observer at all times, and none of the celestial lights have actual positions. They're angular manifestations that do basically have light depositing. There is light arriving from them, but there is no actual source. It's a holographic angular manifestation, and they are like a sphere that surrounds everybody. And yes, something definitely has to power that somehow. But I mean, I'm not even gonna pretend like I would really understand how you could actually do that. It's an architectural system to have made that work the way it does that is just way beyond my comprehension. So, but I just stuck to like, I'm going to try to describe what the actual observed information yields. And the first thing that came in with it is like, none of the celestial lights have actual positions. They just don't. They're not lamps hanging in a specific spot in Euclidean space, radiating light from there on, with the inverse square law of light applying, because the inverse square law of light does not apply to any of the celestial lights. It's actually, you could even say it's reversed, because, for example, stars, right? You go up, the daylight goes away, it turns black. The stars, they diminish. The sun becomes less intense, the moon becomes smaller. Like, all these things is like, that's exactly the opposite of the inverse square law of light. So they're not physical lights, because then the inverse square law of light would apply, or you would have some kind of angular size increase as you approach it, because it's a literal object in a literal position. But none of those things apply, and then the only alternative to me is they're a holographic manifestation, but not local, like a hologram machine that we could make where you have a thing that appears to be something, you walk towards it and its angular size becomes bigger because it seems like an object in a literal place, but instead a hologram system that's non-local, that will always manifest figure out what it is. I'm just describing based on the information available to me, right? Non-local holographic angular manifestation, but that doesn't like actually prove what it is or say how it works, like how that is manifesting, how it is made. It's just describing what can be perceived. And I think that the ancients then just said, you know what, fuck it. They're the gods, they're angels, they're gonna tie it to religious things. Because it's like they just can't frickin' figure out what it is. You just can't. With all the technology and all the advancement, you just can't figure out what it is, no matter what. So, yeah, that's my approach of it. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. I really appreciate that, talking to somebody that can actually make sense of that on my show.
Well, yeah.
Instead of just having trolls whine and bitch about it nonstop. Whoa, Mojo's like really...
What you're saying is very interesting. You're saying that we attribute these, godlike properties to the luminaries. We name them after Greek gods. And it's because...
Yeah, Roman gods, but I mean, they started that. They started
we lack the understanding of how they could be formed or what could cause their motion.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we don't name them after the Roman gods. That they did that. Yeah? The ancients were the ones that were attributing these things to them. Because they just did not have any way to figure out what the hell they were, other than the perceptions and the cycles and all that. They just couldn't figure out what it is. So they're just like, okay, they're angels. Right? It's like, you gotta tell your kids sometime. Because any freaking little kid's gonna ask, like, what is that? What are they? You gotta tell them something. Right? Now, heliocentrism then tells them a whole bunch of bullshit story. Like they're physical objects, but in the past, if you wouldn't like engage with that level of deception with an entire story that's blatantly wrong, I would just say like, they're angels, and then the little kid would be, okay, and then finally drop it, so you don't have to like basically tell them we don't know, because when you tell a kid you don't know, they might lose trust in you or respect. You got to give them something, right? And so with the adults is the same. The adults might ask that to like the authority or the priesthood, and so the priesthood say like, they're angels. They're angels, my son. They will watch over you. And they're like, oh yeah, oh that makes sense, huh? And then they stop asking about it, right?
Yeah, dude. Like they try to say that there's like a weight, like they've measured the weight of a planet.
Oh my god.
It's so silly, dude. Like, it's suspended in the air. How are you placing it on a scale? And it's supposed to
You
be
calculate it. You calculate it based on the assumptions of what it's all supposed to be. You calculate it based on the assumption that Venus is the same size of Earth and that sets the scales of angular size and distance. And then based on all those just arbitrarily decided ratios, they're just like, this amount of angular size, these colors, we're gonna assume based on these colors and stellar spectroscopy that it's this material on average, and then when it's this size and this far away and this material, well, it would have to weigh this. That's literally what they do. It's completely ridiculous. It's just a calculation nonsense fest. They don't measure anything. They don't weigh anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of presumptions about distances.
It's a cluster screw of presumptions. It's
because
really like
without at least some cosmological model, there would be the lack thereof. And just like you said, you know, younger people hearing like, you know, I don't know what those are. Well, then now you're going to lack, you know, now they're not going to depend on you for information.
Exactly.
So you have to make something up.
Right, because you want to move on to like training them properly. It's kinds of fundamental things that stare you in the face. It'll distract them, make them distrust you as a source. They might even start to figure out that they're getting programmed. And then they will try to disconnect from that. Yeah. This is great. Holy shit. Mojo is really at it. Wow. Mojo, you're awesome. Thank you very much for the moderate. You're like really on top of it. I don't really even have to read the or look in the chat there. It's just Mojo and Dirty Ketchup and the Truth Warrior that popped up that one time.
I'm still thinking about this because you bring up something really interesting.
What? Oh, by the way, hello LSG in the voice chat. Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay.
Good to see you too, guys.
Ah.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, good to have you.
I'm thinking about this thing, how like, you know, if a kid is going to trust you, like you're orbiting knowledge for them. Like you have to make something up about the planets. Because if you don't know, then like what good are you for any knowledge? You know, you're creating the idea that you can in fact provide them with what they want to know. So you're just making shit up.
Right.
Literally what they're doing.
Yeah, but I think in the not too distant past, they basically solved it by saying, look, there's matters of the earth and there's matters of the heavens. And like, we can learn about the earth. And it's like, you need to learn about the earth in order to live and master and get control. And the heavens is just useless. Like, don't go there unless you want to be some stupid astronomer wizard or whatever. But like, those people are freaking useless. Like, they can't build anything, they can't farm. Like, you don't like, it would be just like, don't be a lunatic. Don't get fascinated with the moon, because it's complete waste of time. It's just a distraction away from actually learning on how to deal with the earth. I think that a lot of people solved it that way, like not even too long ago. What are you doing? Man, 2.5 hours. The show is really... The show is rocking on. This is great. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you really got me thinking right now, dude. This idea of them not knowing things and then just coming up with stuff, it makes a lot of sense. That's what the luminaries are, man. They didn't have an answer, so they just made up some Greek mythological shit. Oh, that's Jupiter over there. Oh, that's Venus. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pantheon. The planets are like very distinctly different. They have their own cycles, and people are gonna take notice of it. And so they just like, okay, we have 7 planets basically. I mean, there's technically probably more, but like 7 very distinct. And since people are gonna ask about it, we might just as well like start to arrange like mythological stories about them and attribute like godhood. Right? It's like you have the planets are the gods and the stars are the angels. Right? So it just becomes that a religious filled-in story, because then you at least have an answer. Yeah, you just can tell them like, yeah, this is the story that's associated with that. This is what you're going to learn about it if you're going to ask. Right? Because I mean, otherwise they'd have to say like, we don't know what it is. And then people, like, some people get so unbelievably offended when you just say you don't know. Like, in the past, I could imagine that if people were like, we don't know, that they would be like, you're crazy, you're dangerous. Like, we're literally gonna kill you because what you say scares us. So it's like, okay, we'll just have a story for it so that people that suddenly start to get fascinated with it become lunatics, that it doesn't like create a havoc, that it doesn't create like civil unrest or like savagery. So just give it a story. We have to give it a story. It's like we need this story to literally spare us from total chaos every time somebody starts asking questions about it.
That could be why that they made the stories up, because there was so much rejection of order.
Right, and it's something you can't get away from, right? If you live on the surface in the realm, it's gonna stare you in the face every day, every single day, all the time, including the sun. Like, it's inevitable that people are going to ask questions about it, so they just had to have a story for it to prevent societal chaos.
Yeah, I happen to agree with that.
Yeah, this is the thing this is how I think. I'm always approaching everything psychologically. It's like, why does something exist? Why is this nonsense story there? Well, maybe because if it wasn't there, it would be total chaos. They would lose control, right? It's not always that nonsense stories are just made up just to mislead people. It's like, no, if you don't give them that, then people will like mislead themselves in more unpredictable directions. You have to like give them something consistent.
Man, what you said is a very interesting point. I think you're right on the money with that one.
Right, because I mean, we're noticing it like with the flat earthers, roughly in general, the more people that more are thinking about it, debating, it's like, if there's no like given consistent way to approach it, everybody will just completely disconnect from one another and just try to think of something, and it will like not be compatible with what everybody else thought up, and then nobody's story is compatible with anybody else's, and it's just like anarchy and frustration. Like, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. You got it wrong, but no, you got it wrong. And everybody's got it wrong, and nobody can agree with anybody because everybody has their own version of it, and they're not compatible. I mean, that is happening a little bit among flat earth circles. Just look at all the different camps of different directions people are already having. And you could even notice it after the final experiment, that when the disk model group, the big group, that they just broke up. They broke up and split up, and they all started to have their own directions that are completely incompatible, and some just completely gave up, right? It's like,
Right.
because that's what happens. When people like really figure out like we don't know, and they can accept that, then everybody just starts to wander in unpredictable directions, and everybody will suddenly find themselves disagreeing with how they have refigured out how it is supposed to be. Right. But I mean, for me, it's all very. You want to say something, Elise?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the lack of knowing creates a void that gets filled with beliefs. Right.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Right, and those beliefs can be guided in different ways. It all depends on what you have in you, what you've already learned. Right? I mean, let's just say that, like, tell anybody we don't know what the stars and the sun and the moon are. Like, really don't. And they can get it sunk in to them and, like, really accept it, which is very rare. Let's just say you would. Well, you could probably predict what they are going to think up about it, depending on their background, depending on what they're specializing in, right? If they're an electric engineer, they will probably have like electric universe ideas about it. If they are, let's see, optics guys that are like all about lenses and all that, they might start to think of like a lensing system of like how this is all supposed to be happening, right? Because that's the information that they have knowledge about, and the knowledge that you have is going to bring forth the ideas that you get when you stop relying on outside sources to figure something out. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Right? If you're trying to figure something out from scratch and not just rely on outside sources to tell you what it is, you're going to try to figure it out based on your specialties, on your range of knowledge, what you're good at, because that's what's on your mind. That's what you know about.
Yeah, that makes something very apparent about, how society got to where it is right now. All of these unexplained phenomena, they had to keep the people in order. That's probably the root of, why we came up with indoctrination in the first place, because we didn't want to run the risk of people becoming unruly and, they're not trusting authority. Claiming that you don't know how anything works in the world is the proxy to rebellion. So there could be, a great incentive to prevent rebellion,
Right.
And that's why we're stuck in this weird human slavery contract where we all got straw man and we all submit to these labor laws. Because once we actually start questioning things and start figuring out that they don't know what's going on, then we're not going to trust them.
Right. And from that perspective, you also gotta have some acceptance and understanding as to why there's such a thing as a heliocentric model, which is the standard for government.
Hey Arwin, I gotta take care of one thing. I'm running to the store, and I'll definitely be able to talk once I'm back, bro. This has been great.
All right, yeah, no, it's been fantastic. I mean, dude, it's been going for
man.
2 hours and 43 minutes already. So I might round out the show, but I mean, I want to keep going. I want to keep going for another 5 hours, but I should probably round out. We can always, we could do this potentially every day. We could do this tomorrow.
I didn't know I was going to enjoy this so much, so I'm definitely looking forward to the next one, man. I appreciate you.
I'm really glad I invited you to the server. I really appreciate this conversation. It's been epic.
Yeah, it's been awesome, Arwin. I'll definitely see you soon, bro.
All right. Yeah, see you later, man. Have a good day. If I don't see you again. Whew.
Peace out.
You. Oh. Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock here. And I actually wanted to go out for groceries too. To get some new coffee.
It's good to see that this format's working out.
Yeah! And how? And just the whiny desperate trolls, and it's just doing nothing. They're doing nothing. They're just scratching as they slide down. Nothing they can do. This show is crushing it. There's nothing they can do about it. Yeah. Nobody gets to see it. People on the outside will only even know that this show is supposedly being trolled just because we mention it, because nobody gets to see it. It's not on screen. It's not in my attention. It's not influencing our conversation. That's why I've had such a great conversation these last 2.5 hours. It's been amazing. Alright, hope you're doing good too, by the way.
Oh yeah, everything's great. Got the day off of work. My daughter's starting school.
Oh, nice. You got your daughter with you?
No, they're in high school now. They're not here, but been very close lately. So this is all great.
Yeah, you said that you were like getting to visit them. So that's so awesome, dude. I know that was kind of an issue that you were not capable of seeing them. So I'm really happy to hear that there's progress there. Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Big things. Yeah.
No, I'm really glad. I mean, you definitely deserve it. You worked hard. And, yeah.
Well, I've been working really hard to get it to this point. It's all paying off.
Right. And I mean, yeah, I hope that at least I've been able to provide a little bit of moral support there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because I know how lonely that could get. Right, it sucks.
Yeah, the last, year has been a big transition period, but man, we got through it all right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's great, man. I really hope that's gonna get even better. And at some point that you'll be able to see them regularly, all the time.
It has been regularly. You know, I stayed at their house last night. I have a good co-parenting relationship with their mother, and
so that's working out. Awesome. Yeah. That's really good to hear, man.
Yeah,
really good.
All the stars are aligning.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to go places with the switching the chat over to Discord, and
right,
definitely more comfortable, and you get to stay back, and it's good for you. I'm glad you made this step. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I didn't expect for people to jump in the voice chat right away, but I mean, Elex seemed so enthusiastic, even though I literally gave him half a page of dude, before you say yes to this, I need to warn you about certain things. Do not frickin' underestimate. Because these people are fucking deranged and they're probably gonna try to go after you. But I mean, he was yeah, fuck it. I love this. This is okay. But I did warn you though, so. But yeah, he's great and very smart guy. And I love, I'm laying these things out about the non-local holographic angular manifestations, that he actually seemed to understand it. Whoa. It's because it's not an easy concept to just get right away. For a lot of people, it takes a bit of time. Because it's just so different. It's so different from how we've been entrained to think of it. Right?
Right.
Disconnecting from that physicality assumption biases can be quite the hassle, quite the psychological challenge. Even Mojo is having a good time in the chat.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking over there. If I have that open, then the audio doesn't come out of the Discord.
Ah, right.
So.
I don't have that issue. I just got it on mute.
Right.
And it works fine. It's just this desperate. He just keeps doing it. He's been trying to spam shit for like 2 hours and 50 minutes. I mean, can you imagine just trying to spam a show for 2 hours and 50 minutes straight? I mean, it hurts just to try to imagine wanting to do that.
Somebody, they must not have any friends, right? Like nobody to confide in, and all their interaction comes from that. That's the only thing I can think of, and it's kind of sad.
But I mean, it would hurt. It would hurt so bad. Like, and it's like a Faustian deal too. It's really their ego that keeps them locked in with it, with no results. And they're just like, dude, you for some reason took some Faustian deal onto yourself, and you're the one that keeps doing it. It's like there's no need at all. You could just restart your life and just start doing something else that's actually fulfilling and that doesn't just hollow you out and burn you out all the time. It's so stupid.
For sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, I gotta send you a link. I watched a really good video the other day about the death of comedy and how it became a cult.
Oh.
Super interesting, man. Guy does a really good breakdown, and it's very like uses lots of satire.
All right. Well, where are you gonna post it?
I'll post it in the Teams thing, I guess, or maybe even in this chat.
Okay. It's all fine. I mean, if it's in this chat, it'll just get on the screen. I would actually prefer there to be a little bit more chat activity in there instead of the Rumble chat. But I mean, it's all fine. It's just that the Rumble chat is fine. I can't show that on screen because of the spam all the time. But I mean, if nobody does anything in the chat, then it's almost like, why am I even putting that on screen? It's all fine though. I mean, this is like the first day that that I'm using this setup, and it's great. Or it's the second day. Yesterday was not a lot of activity, but now there is. Very happy about today's show.
Right. It was a real good one. I feel like it's going to get the ball rolling, and you're going to get a couple more.
Yeah.
Couple more of the faithful bag people that can actually have the conversation, you know.
Indeed. And I mean, this is definitely a show to share, because this could potentially be like the new format and the new level. And to me, it's like I'm finally capable of just doing it the way that I actually have been wanting to do it now for like 10 years. Right, but it also depends on just like, is there going to be any conversational partner that can like hook into every subject? Because I don't want any bickering to like start happening under any circumstance. So I'm definitely not going to invite some anti-flat earther to do that. It's like, no, I'll just leave that to other channels.
Right.
I'm not going to.
People should self-moderate, you know.
Yeah, but it's also like, I don't think people that like to listen to me really want to be like, oh, quickly tune into the show at like between 5 or 7 in the morning, first thing they wake up, just so they can hear like bickering between a flat earther and an anti-flat earther. Like, that's not what I would want. So I don't think they want that either. But like inspiring conversations, definitely. Amicable discussions.
Right.
So yeah, this is definitely a model example of how I want the show to be. And I'm very satisfied.
There you go. Getting inspired for the next one.
Indeed. Also getting very hungry.
Yeah, me too. I got a whole stack of wood or a pile of wood to stack, so I was gonna start doing that myself.
Have you been doing wood chopping again?
I didn't actually chop the wood this year. I got some delivered.
Oh.
I've been working, so I was able to do that.
Oh, you didn't have time.
Right, but I get to stack it all myself and make it look pretty. And yeah.
Right. So that's like firewood for the winter, right?
Yeah. You get all that done before it even starts to really get cold. Then it's like a big sigh of relief. Like, all right, don't have to worry about that. It's all here. There it is.
Yeah. That's great. So you're crushing it. I'm crushing it. And yeah, Mojo's crushing it in Rumble chat. And yeah, hopefully Fiber Oats could get a little bit more active in the chat. I know he doesn't necessarily want to get in the voice. He doesn't. You don't have to. Like, you're on my server doing my show. You don't have to like be a verbal conversationalist. You can just like type in the chat. That works fine. It'll be visible, and I will type right back or even audibly respond, and that way it's all fine. You don't have to like get involved with your voice if you don't want to. Which I can very much imagine for a whole bunch of people that you don't necessarily want to do that like first thing in the morning. Right, but there's always that option though. So yeah, I'm really happy about the new setup. Hope everybody out there also appreciates it. Don't forget to Rogan's up the Rumble show if you're liking it. I got 3 Rogans. Woohoo! 75 down. Oh, the trolls. Oh, the trolls. Oh, they're so... They're gonna try to give this like a 1,000 downvotes or something. They're so frustrated. I mean, they must be like ramming, they must be like typing and shit on their keyboard and like to the point where their fingers are starting to bleed. Good. Keep it up. I hope your fingers get infected and have to be amputated. Keep it up. Yeah, oh, and it starts to inflame. Don't go to the doctor with it. Don't do anything. Just keep it up. Keep doing it. And at some point, it's gonna stop forever. And it's probably even better for them. Right? Because then they can just collect disability and just be a useless retard. Which they, deep down, really are. Anyway, enough of that. Alright, I'm gonna round out the show. It's been 3 hours. And I'm getting really hungry and I still want to do some groceries. So... yeah, thanks for being on the panel, LSG, and of course, thank for the amazing conversation, Elec. New compadre, new early birder. It's been great. I hope to do this again. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be like this every day, but definitely, occasionally, that would be great. But if there's like days where it's just gonna be me just talking by myself for like an hour and then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done. That's gonna happen too. It's not gonna be like super enthusiastic every time. It doesn't have to be. Right? As long as I just don't have to like get depressed because it's like I know that when I try to interact with people, it's only gonna be trolls. Trolls pretending to be real people. Which, by the way, every single person that newly came in the last month or something, they've all revealed themselves as trolls. Every single one of them.
Right. Yeah.
So, and yeah.
They can't.
Sorry. You were saying?
I said they can't hide it for long.
Yeah, no, but they're like, oh, I really want to join the Discord. And like, yeah, show yourself on camera. And then you're like, hey, where's the troll? This guy, you're so stupid. Like, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
They think that I give a shit. Like, if you're a new person and you're suddenly very comfortable and very chatty against me, when I basically don't know you, I'm already like 99% sure you're a troll. It's just, I don't care. It's like, oh, well, at least he's not spamming crap, you know? So it's all fine. But, I mean, you're not gonna get my trust. Like, even if you're not being a nasty bastard. Like, because, yeah, you're probably a troll. Like, so I just don't care, dude. I mean, how many freaking more years does this need to happen before they start realizing, like, dude, I'm used to this. I'm used to these fucking deranged people cyberstalking me everywhere and doing this all the time. Everybody hates them. Nobody out there likes them. And like, it's
this format, they're gonna lose interest because they're not gonna have their little fingerprint in the chat, you know, and they're not gonna have your reaction.
Exactly. They're not gonna have me being distracted and disappointed.
Right.
That's right. So yeah, I'm elated. I'm very happy. It just feels like a real weight falling off my shoulders. Like, oh, finally I can. Like, I'm a plant, right? And it's like, it's been like kind of tight winter, and finally there's an offshoot. Finally it can grow again. That's how this feels to me. Like, finally the energy can flow again. Oh, thank God.
The gardener came out and picked the weeds.
Right. But it's also just like after the winter and like a tree stump, and then finally it's shooting off when you thought that was actually gonna die, and then, oh wait, it's still alive. Oh, awesome. That's how this feels. Great.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, congratulations, and yeah, I'll definitely be back around for some more.
Yeah. No, great. I'd love to have you here again, in voice or in the chat, whatever is okay with you, right? You don't have to be super active. Nobody really does. And when there's more people, like, I'll probably have trouble, like, hey guys, I'm trying to talk, stop chatting with each other. Because then the buzz will get going, right?
Right, you'll have to get a big mute button.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to mute you guys now because you're having too much fun in here. And the trolls are gonna be like, how dare you mute your own panel? They're gonna leave you.
I'll try and keep the dad jokes and the puns to a minimum.
That would be recommendable. Me too. Because, I mean, yeah, when you're having a great time, why would you go there, right?
Right.
Just let them sort it out. Let them crawl in the dirt. We don't have to crawl in the dirt. Not anymore.
Well, I'm gonna stick that link in there and then attack this wood pile over here. So you have a great day, Arwen.
Yeah, you too, LG. Like, great having you here, and see you around next time.
All right,
I'm gonna round out the show. All right. So, leaving the voice chat there. It's just me and Rumble. Right. So, thanks everyone for coming for this new formatted Discord added show. I'm really happy about it. It's been great. Hope you all enjoyed this variety of different subjects. Of course, it started out with the whole technium thing, which is like a thing, and it's very serious. Right? Maybe I could get in a conversation about like the UFOs like I had the other time. That would be great. Truth Warrior. Hey, yeah, Truth Warrior. You know, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to contact me, just like contact me through Windows Teams. It's still just arwin33@gmail.com. And yeah, I mean, if you like this, I can move you in on the Discord too. Even if you don't necessarily want to talk, you just want to listen in. It's all good. Right, because if you're just dependent on communication on the Rumble chat, you continually have to like deal with all this spam, which is gonna be there like every day. I'm pretty sure. I mean, these fucking retards, despite me having no more issue with it, will keep this up like until the end. Like if I do this show in 10 years, they'll still be spamming like this non-stop every day. Because I don't know, these people are fucking retarded beyond measure. So. And yeah, so if we want to communicate, the best thing is to contact me again on Microsoft Teams, arwin33@gmail.com. Then I can like kind of identify you, have a conversation, and then yeah, if I'm like, hey, I think I could trust you, then I could add you on Discord, right? But in order for me to add anybody on Discord, on this Discord, I will have to see visual and auditory confirmation of you as a person. You have Discord. Okay, awesome. Well, you could pop in over at Earth Awakened too. That could work. Truth Warrior 23. And we can have a talk there. Right. So again, rounding out. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogans it up in the Rumble. Or if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and be here when I'm going live. Or follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below. Or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live. Or subscribe to my channel on Rumble. That would all support me. And would very much appreciate it. Right. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably. Likely. With Flat Earth Early Bird number 2384 on a Friday. Hope to see everybody. Well, yeah, see the friendlies again. Because the trolls and all that gives a shit. Hope to see some nice people again, and otherwise it will be more solitary show, and that's also fine. It doesn't always have to be a crowd of friendlies. Right, and everybody enjoy the rest of this Thursday, and until the next video, keep it flat.